Welcome in, soccer fans. Keno North Stadium Field. Trey Fitzgerald, Jeff Lemieux here with you as we get ready for Seattle Sounders against New England Revolution on match day 3 of the Desert Diamond Cup. Jeff, take us into the New England Revolution lineup as we're just seconds away from kick.
A pretty strong lineup for New England tonight. We'll probably see this group play for the first 45 minutes. In goal, Brad Knighton, his first start in goal of this preseason. Across the back line for the Revs. In the middle, that new central defensive duo of Jose Gonçalves and Andrew Farrell, flanked on the left by Chris Tierney, on the right by newcomer Jeremy Hall. In central midfield for the Revs, Scotty Caldwell and Daigo Kobayashi in behind Kellen Rowe, playing in that pocket. On the left side, on the wing, Diego Fagundes. On the opposite side, Teal Bunbury. And up top, playing that target striker position, Juan Agudelo.
For the Seattle Sounders, in goal, Troy Perkins. Back four, Fisher, Scott, the captain tonight, Ockford and Correa, the new arrival for Seattle. In the midfield, you've got Cooper, Rose, Roldan, and Jones. And up top, Barrett and Kevin Parseman, who's had quite the Desert Diamond Cup. Seattle winning their first game against FC Tucson by a scoreline of 6-0, and then falling just short in a come-from-behind effort against Kansas City Saturday night, down 3-0, ultimately losing 3-2.
Parseman, a player who will be interesting to watch for Sounders fans, led the Sounders in preseason scoring last year, and then had an injury force him out for the entire season, so trying to get his way back into the Sounders lineup. Going to be a player to watch here tonight against New England.
New England losing their first game of the tournament against Real Salt Lake, 1-0 on a very early and hotly contested penalty kick by Jay Heaps. And then Jeff, tell us a little bit about the Revolution's second game.
Yeah, a 1-1 draw with the Colorado Rapids. It was a little bit of a scrappier match, bogged down in midfield for large stretches, but the Revs kind of started to figure things out a little bit in the second half. Diego Fagundes came on at halftime of that game and was probably the man of the match, at least from a New England perspective, scoring his first goal of the preseason.
There's kickoff here at the field that's just adjacent to the Keno Stadium that had nearly 4,000 people on Saturday night for that Kansas City Seattle kind of featured match at 8 o'clock, and that's where Real Salt Lake will face Sporting Kansas City a little bit later tonight as this tournament continues. Revolution displaying an excellent possession game throughout the tournament, no matter who the opponent is, trying to establish that here tonight against Seattle.
Yeah, and once again, as it was when the Revs played Real Salt Lake in that first round of Desert Diamond Cup games, and we called that game, Trey, the key for the Revs will be beyond the possession and getting into the final third and finding that final ball, that incisiveness that they've been looking for throughout preseason, which they'll be looking for in just 11 days when they open the season in Seattle against this Sounders team at CenturyLink Field.
Revs missing a few key cogs, but Jeff, very impressed with that lineup that could go 15, 16 deep in terms of starting quality talent.
Yeah, and that's something Jay Heaps has said really since he came in. That's one of the things he wanted to do. He didn't want to just build a starting lineup. He wanted to build a group of players who could push each other in training every day, who could withstand some injuries, could take some rotation, so you could send other players in, get different looks in different situations. And that's certainly the type of roster that they've built here in New England. You mentioned a few players missing tonight, as we see Diego Fagundes down the wing. Gobbled up by Troy Perkins. And Lee Wynn, one of those players who hasn't been able to get on the field just yet in preseason with the Revs. He spent, obviously, a significant amount of time in camp with the U.S. national team. Picked up a little bit of an injury towards the end of camp and had just kind of a preventative procedure, an injection in his groin, just to make sure that it didn't end up being any type of issue, just get him healthy before the season starts. He did arrive in Tucson last night, so he's here tonight watching the game. It'll be good to get Lee Wynn back in the mix here in the near future.
Seattle trying to get something going here in the game's second minute. Troy Perkins, probably a little bizarre for some Cascadia fans to see him in goal for the Rave Green. Seattle electing not to have numbers on their shirts tonight. That might make a tad difficult here for player identification. But a harmless chance scooped up there by Knighton.
Nobody thinks about the announcers, Trey.
They rarely do.
No.
There are small numbers on the front, but as pro executive director Peter Walton said at the referee portion of the broadcast meetings in Orlando yesterday, I'll prove to you all I was once a referee as I put my glasses on. So. Ball over the top.
Always good.
Andrew Farrell ushering it out of danger, but the chance continues here for the Sounders. Into the box. And there's a goal. Kenny Cooper doing what Kenny Cooper does, finding the ball that got through the defense. He's on the back post and just nods it home. As I don't know if Knighton might have had some problems with the sun on that cross that came from deep in the left corner.
The sun might have still been a little bit of an issue there, but I'm sure Jay Heap's probably not going to want to hear that as an excuse as he watches that one back. But just a ball that New England couldn't deal with. A great move down the left side to get into crossing position. The Revs are going to feel that they probably should have done a little bit better in dealing with the cross, but once it skipped through, a little bit of confusion there, and Kenny Cooper on hand to tap it home. One of the simplest finishes you'll see from Kenny Cooper.
Sounders up 1-0, 4th minute. Going to log on to the live Sounders Twitter feed, see how our boy Shane Evans described that. All caps, as you might predict from Shane.
Probably some exclamation points, too, to really capture the feel.
Against the run of play, Seattle striking first. Again, match day 3, the Desert Diamond Cup here in lovely Tucson, Arizona. New England trying to search here for the equalizer. Nice possession game, but ultimately broken up, regained. Trying to get back down the left side, and the ball is out for a goal kick off of Chris Tierney.
Chris Tierney, who missed that Colorado match with just a little bit of a knock, but obviously nothing too serious, just a preseason injury that the Revs wanted to make sure wasn't that big of a deal. Back on the field just a few days later here playing against the Sounders.
Here's the restart. Andy Rose nodding it up forward. Be a Seattle Sounders throw. Cooper and Fisher playing a little two-man game. Nothing doing for the Sounders. 6th minute, Seattle up 1-0. Kenny Cooper sitter for the 1-0 lead over the New England Revolution.
An interesting dynamic in this game tonight, Trey, with these two teams playing in the season opener just 11 days from now. Both coaches were asked about it ahead of this game. They had pretty similar responses as this attack develops here. But both coaches essentially saying that this wasn't going to be a preview of the season opener.
Bunbury pulling the trigger out for a New England corner as Chris Tierney begins to line it up. That's one of the debated topics here in the last 24 hours here in Tucson is if the seedings dictate that teams play rematches on Saturday, will that actually happen? Or will the games be rearranged in order to see an unfamiliar opponent? There's a left-footed rip.
That there was a stipulation that they, under certain circumstances, if teams were all playing teams that they had already played before, they might switch it around a little bit just to get teams a different look, which makes sense. It is a preseason tournament.
Tierney, Kobayashi. Nice play there. The goal will not stand due to an offside there on Chris Tierney as that ball was returned to him.
You hate to see the flag come up on plays like that, especially from a Revolution perspective. Such a fantastic little bit of skill from Daigo Kobayashi. The recognition that Chris Tierney was making that run, unfortunately the timing just a little bit off, and the flag goes up on Chris Tierney.
Talk about the strides that Mr. Kobayashi has made since his debut here in this tournament for the Revolution a year ago.
It was 1 year ago tomorrow, February 26th, that he actually signed with the Revolution. And he has been, it's kind of funny, and I was thinking about it today because.
Nice ball over the top. Farrell trying to usher it from danger. A little mix-up with him and Knighton.
And just thinking about it today with Daigo Kobayashi, because he's such a quiet leader, he doesn't say much on the field. It went kind of unnoticed that last year that he was the only Revolution player who played all 34 regular season games as they made that run to MLS Cup. He was a huge part of this Revolution squad, and he plays kind of a unique role in central midfield for the Revs because everybody thinks of his attacking dynamic and the penetrating balls that he can play. But every player on the field in this Revs system has to have defensive responsibilities as well, and he just kind of quietly goes about them, does everything he needs to do, and he has been a huge part of what Jay Heaps has been able to put together.
Chad Barrett got a toe in there and had a dangerous chance that might have made New England's fans' hearts skip a beat there, but to no avail.
Chad Barrett, one of those players who still, he only spent 1 year in New England, didn't see a ton of time on the field, but Revolution fans still love him, as he has done in every one of his tenures with every club he's played with. He played his heart out, and he lets you know every game.
Might be a little hard to recognize him on the stream, as he literally has more hair than I think he has ever maintained in his 10 years in Major League Soccer.
That must be the new thing this preseason, is everybody's got different hair. Lee Wynn
Pablo
well,
Mastroeni actually shaved much of his spectacular mustache today.
Well, that's disappointing to hear.
Now he looks like he's auditioning for Super Troopers role with the neatly trimmed mustache.
See, I feel like there's got to be a rule. If you can grow a mustache like that, it's not your call. You have to keep it.
10 minutes in. Seattle throw in here at midfield, knocked away carelessly by Mr. Parseman, who I believe has 3 goals in his first 2 games of the tournament. Gonsalves and Farrell, top-notch pairing for Jay Heap's squad.
Yeah, a pair that's still looking to kind of work out all of the kinks this preseason. They are a new pairing. Andrew Farrell shifting in from right back after AJ Soares just signing in Norway recently. So still kind of working out that chemistry together, but it has been coming along.
A little mix up there in the Revolution midfield, but possession maintained. Caldwell. Here's New England again, but final pass just not there. Trading possession and ultimately recovered by Farrell. What's the take on Gonsalves' 2014 season there, Jeff? Is it a little bit disappointing coming off a defensive player of the year?
Yeah, I mean, expectations are always going to be through the roof when you have the type of season that he had in 2013, when he came in and exceeded all expectations that he had that year to be just the leader on this team, the captain, the rock, the league's defender of the year. It was always going to be a little bit difficult, I think, to match all of those expectations. But yeah, there was a little shaky at the beginning of the year. I think that Jose would have been the first to tell you that he probably wasn't happy with how he kind of started last season, but settled in, and the Revs did get a little bit stronger towards the end of last season defensively. Still it's one of the areas that they're looking to strengthen coming into this season, but I think Jose has seemed like Jose once again going into 2015.
Sounders quickly moving into the attack. Some nice interchange. There's Barrett with the cross, cleared out by Farrell. Still not out of danger for New England. Barrett switching the field of attack. Fisher pretty involved here. Bad giveaway. And New England's got a 3-on-1 if they play it right. The attempted pass outright knocked away. Ultimately ushered out off of Kobayashi for a goal kick.
It ends up
Seattle dodging a bullet there.
Ends up being a goal kick for Seattle. A fantastic chance for the Revolution. Unfortunately, that final ball from Diego Fagundez not there, but the entire chance created by the hustle from Diego Fagundes to force the turnover in the first place. You can hear Jay Heaps on the sideline urging Diego Fagundes to keep on that high pressure to force Seattle into an error. They did just that, and it turned into a great chance, and that's something we've seen New England do quite a bit, especially last season. So many of their goals and so many of Lee Wynn's goals came immediately from defensive pressure and forcing teams into turnovers in bad spots.
Here's Seattle moving again into the box, but Barrett dribbling over the touchline. It'll be a New England goal kick. And as we approach the 14th minute, it's time to remind everybody that MLS Live is back for 2015. Watch hundreds of out-of-market matches on your computer, phone, tablet, Roku, Apple TV, or Chromecast media player. Buy now for just $74.99 for over, I think, 350 games. Jeff, visit MLSsoccer.com for more information and blackout rules from the fantastic MLS Live package.
If you are a fan who loves Major League Soccer enough to be watching this preseason stream right now, you should have MLS Live, I can tell you that.
Troy Perkins getting ready for the Sounders restart here. Settled by Revs, Kobayashi to Fagundes, no foul. Ball over the top and offside there for Juan Agudelo, sporting the flat top tonight. I don't think he had that a week ago.
I think that might be the haircut he's had. There's too much hair for me to keep track of, Trey. I can't keep track of everybody. Everybody's got a new haircut every day, and they're all mocking me because I would have a new haircut if I could, but I don't have any hair.
Much like the RSL game a week ago, the Revolution spending a lot of time in the opposing half stringing together quality passes in tight spaces. Probing the Sounders defense, trying to find that entry point for a incisive attack. And it'll be ultimately out for a Sounders throw in deep in their own end.
These are the types of scenarios we've seen in recent years with the Sounders, with a throw in deep in their own end, where the Revs will try to pin teams in. Forced turnovers, not let a team get out.
Another Sounders throw coming. Even though this is somewhat of a B team for Seattle, you got several recognizable names: Perkins, Scott, Cooper, Rose, Roldan, Barrett.
Kenny Cooper only scored, 18 goals in this league a few years ago? Decent strike rate.
And there's Cooper down the right wing. Always had the body of a target forward, but likes to play with his face towards goal. Beautiful cross. Knocked down by the Revolution defender and controlled by Brad Knighton to squelch that chance.
Yeah, that's well done from Kenny Cooper. Down the right once again, and you look at that build, and those aren't the types of moves you expect from him. But a quick fake, the cross cuts inside. Nice curling left-footed ball to the back post. Fortunate for the Revs, able to deal with the situation, and Brad Knighton on the post to collect.
And again, there's Fisher trying to get the ball out of danger. Ultimately does. Barrett takes an elbow inadvertently from Andrew Farrell. And he crumbles to the ground as we've got another stoppage.
We'll take this opportunity to let you know 2015 Revolution 6 and 4-game mini plans are on sale now. The first 500 fans to order will receive a free Adidas fan scarf. Prices start at just $94. Visit revolutionsoccer.net for more info.
Barrett's up. Has expressed his displeasure to both the referee Jay Heaps imploring Farrell and Gonsalves to be a little more vocal out of the back.
That's one of the things that they've been working on throughout this preseason. Anytime you're a new central defensive pairing, communication is one of the biggest things that you have to work out. You can see this is something we've seen quite a bit from Diego Fagundes in the last 2 games, coming deep into midfield to collect the ball. A player who is surging in confidence right now and is doing whatever he can to get on the ball. He's coming deep into midfield to collect.
Be out for a Seattle throw. Given away. Here's New England again, coming in yet another wave. Fagundes. Caldwell.
Uncharacteristic giveaway there from Scott Caldwell. Don't see that very often.
Here's Seattle. Cross, finding Barrett far side. He's in one-on-one and knocked away very nicely by Jeremy Hall. Seattle retains possession. Rose pinning and Roldan. Long ball over the top, down the left wing. Kept in, cross, knotted away by Tierney to Fagundes, and New England will try to carry it the other way here in the 20th minute. There's Tierney down the line to Fagundes, deep in the left. He's got 3 Seattle defenders on him. Collects himself, positioning for the cross. Plays it back to Tierney instead. Tierney to Caldwell, 25 out. Pokes it into Kobayashi, back out wide left. Tierney with the overlap from Fagundes. He'll whip a cross in, no one home. Headed away, but not out of danger. Fagundes, another ball in. Nicely done to find Agudelo, whose header is just wide right of the post.
And that is a combination that we've seen already quite a bit. Diego Fagundes, his first couple of preseason appearances here for New England. He has rediscovered that combination, that chemistry with Juan Agudelo. That was a pair that in 2013, during Agudelo's first stint in New England, was tremendous for Diego. That was the year that we saw Diego with 13 goals, breakout year for him. And he was greatly benefited by that chemistry that he has with Juan Agudelo, and it has not taken them very long to rediscover it. Diego Fagundes will look to play off of Juan Agudelo whenever possible.
New England probably taking a little too much time there. Seattle pressure pokes the ball away, and they're off to the races. Farrell ushers it out of danger. It'll be a quick throw here for Seattle as they try to get bodies forward into the attacking third. The cross comes across the top of the box, but no one's there. And New England, fast and furious. Fagundes. Agudelo on the right, looking for the return ball. Not there. Finally, Bunbury gets into play to give Agudelo an option. A little disappointing, the final result of that attack, though, for New England.
It fizzled out a little bit, but once again, Diego Fagundes orchestrating this New England attack. He's really taking charge. He's directing people. And he's the one who wants to get on the ball and pull the strings. And we've seen in these past couple of games that he certainly has the ability.
23rd minute, Troy Perkins restart. Squirts through. Nothing doing. Be a Seattle throw from their own half. Here's Fisher. Cooper. Bumping Tierney away, trying to gain space. Roldan over the top. Looking for Parsimane, but Knighton's there to clear the attempted pass. Fisher nods it back to Perkins. Zach Scott. Ultimately, Seattle having trouble putting together 3 or 4 passes, but they do retain the 1-0 lead on a nice play that resulted in Kenny Cooper poking it home from the doorstep. Wide right, Fisher. He's got Cooper right at midfield. Fisher, Ockford, back to Perkins. Cooper settles it for Fisher. A little miscommunication. Cleared away, and New England will regain possession here at midfield. Gonsalves, a little 50-50 ball into Bunbury. And Seattle retains it, goes the other way here. Parsimane an option. And the ball ushered out for a corner. Very nicely done. Some one-on-one defending there by Jeremy Hall.
Yeah, well done from Jeremy Hall. Player who's trying to earn his spot in this Revolution squad, earn minutes. He spent quite a bit of time at right back in this preseason. Some early preseason injuries to Kevin Alston and Darius Barnes kind of opened the door for him to get extended minutes. And I know Jay Heaps has liked what he's seen out of his newcomer along the back line. A versatile player as well who can also play in midfield. Teal Bunbury limping just a little bit in midfield right now.
Very nearly 2-0 there for Seattle.
And these are some of the scenarios that you're working through in preseason. Set piece defending,
yes,
attacking set pieces, and those are the types of things that Jay Heaps will watch post-game. He'll analyze exactly what happened on a set piece like that, and they'll work on it ahead of March 8th when these two teams will meet again.
Better to experience those types of breakdowns on February 25th than November 25th.
Yes, it is.
Bodies are flying there. Rose and Agudelo getting mixed up.
Nice little crowd is filled in here. The grandstand at Keno Sports Complex on what is, by Arizona standards, a chilly night.
Yes, you know, the sun goes down and temperature immediately drops about 20 degrees in 10 minutes, and a little shock to the system.
I actually had to put my hands in my pockets.
I'm sure there's plenty of sympathy across
it's an incredible
the
inconvenience.
Northeast for you. Actually, the majority of the United States under snow right now. Here's a great chance for Seattle. And the ball, the shot wide right. I believe that was Parsimane with the on-rushing attempt.
Now, late deflection there to take it wide, and I think that deflection probably a critical deflection.
Absolutely.
Good contact on that shot. And once the deflection happened, Brad Knighton kind of left in no man's land. Happy to watch that one fly wide.
First you had the Barrett header, and then you have that Parsimane attempt. Another Seattle corner near post. Knocked out. It'll be another corner kick for Seattle here in the 27th minute. This time it's far post, headed away, and the flag is up. And it'll be a New England goal kick here in the 28th minute. Seattle up 1-0. Desert Diamond Cup, match day 3 here at Keno North Stadium. Brad Knighton with the restart. It's New England searching for an equalizer to nullify the 1-0 Seattle lead on a Kenny Cooper tap-in.
And this group here, considered essentially the first group for New England, likely to see just about 15 more minutes into halftime.
Kobayashi. Bunbury crossing. Who's there? Agudelo might have been there, but deflected just by a touch from the Seattle defense.
Yeah, the build-up there is everything New England's going to want to see. Great ball from Kobayashi to spring Teal Bunbury down the left side. It's a good cross from Bunbury. Juan Agudelo just didn't have the height to meet that cross. That's a lot of the interchanging that you see as well from this Revolution attacking four. Teal Bunbury, a player who is set up on the right wing of this front four, getting a cross in from the left wing. We'll see these players interchange pretty freely. makes it difficult for teams to figure out exactly who and where they're supposed to be defending.
Seattle trying to get something going there. Knocked out by Jones, and here comes New England going the other way. 29th minute. Bunbury trying to play to himself, unable to get around Mr. Ockford. It'll be a Troy Perkins goal kick.
2015 Revolution season tickets are on sale now. Visit revolutionsoccer.net for full details. Also, I've heard that there's plenty of great Revolution content on revolutionsoccer.net.
I've heard.
Someone told me that.
Seattle knocking it around, trying to get something going here. Nice switch of field out wide right. Fisher back to Roldan. Jones is in there as well. Dispossesses Tierney, but whistled for the foul.
Well done from Tierney in that situation to win a foul. He didn't have a ton of options.
There's the Revs. Farrell, Agudelo, Hall, Kawashi. Wide left. Here's Fagundes inside the corner of the box. Up top. Little two-man game. Knocked away, but retained by New England. Ultimately cleared by Christian Roldan. The Revs have had the Sounders pinned in for the majority of this first half hour, yet the Sounders have the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, again, just about finding that incisiveness in the final third, something New England's still searching for with about a game and a half left in this 2015 preseason.
There does seem to be quite a bit of urgency from some of these young Seattle players that are fighting for roster spots, fighting for minutes, fighting to prove to Ziggy and his staff that they get it. Seattle, one of numerous MLS teams that will unveil their USL counterparts in the next couple weeks. Obviously, the rules and regulations that come out of the MLS CBA will dictate roster spots and some of the logistical relationships between players on the MLS roster and the USL roster.
More combination play there between Juan Agudelo and Diego Fagundes. Expect to see a lot of that throughout the 2015 season. Fagundes getting into a shooting position there. Fortunately, just couldn't shape his body to shape it on frame.
Here's New England seizing a quick turnover. Agudelo, a little shake and bake, but can't get a clean shot off. Corralled easily by Troy Perkins. 34th minute. Seattle 1, New England 0 here at the practice field adjacent to the Keno North Stadium complex. Thanks for watching here live on MLSsoccer.com as well as the club sites.
Nice little atmosphere here over on the side field, intimate. I say there is, I do see a little bit of rave green over on the other side of the field. Seattle fans traveling well even in preseason.
Tierney collecting the ball at midfield here on the near touchline. Plays it off to Agudelo. Fagundes back to Agudelo. Wide right to Kellen Rowe. Haven't seen him with too many touches here tonight. ultimately turnover, and Seattle will reset. Perkins trying to find somebody down the right side. Turns it over, collected by Tierney.
And that's a situation where it was just a little bit of pressure. Jay Heaps urging his side to get forward, forced Perkins to play the pass a little bit quicker than he wanted. New England ends up back in possession.
Farrell, Kobayashi back to Farrell. He's got Hall. Let's try to go inside to Kobayashi and trickles harmlessly to Troy Perkins. Perkins with the punt, looking for Barrett. Knotted down. Fisher. Sorry, that's Jones. Back to Barrett. Back to Roldan. He's got Kenny Cooper now on the left wing. Cooper into the box. Farrell defending and ushering the ball out for a Seattle corner.
Yeah, that one area where that extensive experience at right back comes in handy for Andrew Farrell. Plenty of experience in one-on-one defensive situations.
'35th minute, Seattle up 1-0. Corner kick coming. Ball over the top, near post, headed on frame, but cleared away by a Revolution defender. Cooper keeps the ball in, sends another cross into the box, and finally New England appears to have escaped.
Actually, Diego Fagundes on the line there to clear away the effort. He's probably been New England's sharpest player in the attacking third, and he finds himself in the right place at the right time there to clear a goal-bound header off the line.
It's not often the smallest guy in the field is clearing balls off the line, but
he's got there's a thing with Diego Fagundes and headers against Seattle. He's actually scored a couple of headers off of set pieces in the regular season against the Seattle team.
There's New England. Caldwell. Wide left to Tierney. He's got Fagundes. Bunbury showing. Fagundes drops back. Kobayashi back to Fagundes. Down the right side, looking for Hall. It's on. And Kellen Rowe just chipping it over the bar from the penalty spot on a great little combination from the Revolution.
That's an instance there where the incisiveness was there, everything there on that sequence, but the finish from Kellen Rowe. A fantastic ball from Diego Fagundes again. Wants the keys in this attack, finds himself on the ball. A fantastic little chip right onto the foot of Jeremy Hall, who made that late run from right back. Perfect pullback to find Kellen Rowe. Ball just didn't settle down for him and ends up firing his effort over the bar.
37th minute. New England pressing for the equalizer. Fantasy Soccer Manager is here, everybody. Create your team and join leagues to show you are the best fantasy manager in MLS. MLSsoccer.com offering $10,000 worth of prizes in 2015. Visit the league site, MLSsoccer.com, for details. 38th minute now. Seattle trying to add to their 1-0 lead. Kenny Cooper with a goal just a couple minutes into the game. Christian Roldan playing wide right to Kenny Cooper, who's switching wings throughout the first half here. Scott over the top, looking for Jones. And it'll be a Revolution throw. Andrew Farrell. Zay Gonsalves. Chris Tierney on the left touchline. Back to Fagundes, back to Gonsalves. Kabashi. Gonsalves. Fagundes. Revolution switching the attack over to Farrell. And Caldwell pick it up on the right side. Caldwell to Hall, back to Caldwell. Back to Farrell. Took a little extra beat on the ball and ultimately turns it over as Seattle tries to get something going here. And they do. Here come the Sounders. Retaining possession. Zach Scott wide left to Chad Barrett. Back to Andy Rose.
Both Brad Knighton and Jay Heaps urging the Revs to get up and out when they had the chance there.
Sounders reset, stretch the field, played back into their defensive third for a moment. Turnover at midfield from Andy Rose, and here come the Revs. Kellen Rowe, Agadello, Kobashi. Sorry, that's Bunbury on the right. Nice little play. Tripped up. It'll be a Revolution free kick here in the 40th minute from just outside the top left corner of the penalty box.
Yeah, this will be a dangerous scenario for the Revs, especially with a couple of players standing over this ball who can whip the ball in very different ways. You'll have Chris Tierney standing over it as one of the best left foots in this league, and then Kellen Rowe with the right. This is one of those scenarios as well where probably just tight enough that Chris Tierney could send this on target if he wanted to. Probably just see him whip it in at that near post and get some bodies in front.
He does just that, but it's wide right, and it'll be Troy Perkins for the Seattle goal kick.
If you are a Revolution fan, don't miss the unveiling of the 2015 Revolution secondary kit. That'll be on Tuesday, March 3rd at the House of Blues Boston. Head to revolutionsoccer.net and RSVP today. Plenty of the players will be there modeling the Revs' new secondary kit. And if it helps, I'll be there as well. Which it probably is. I'll be honest.
Perkins restart out for a Revolution throw just inside midfield. 41st minute, 1-0 Seattle over New England. Desert Diamond Cup match day 3. Chilly night in Tucson. There's Chris Tierney, left-footed cross into Agadello. Poked away, and Troy Perkins will settle and try to get the Sounders moving the opposite direction. Perkins over the top, looking for Parsimane, heads it on. There's Barrett. And Barrett is fouled by a combination of Farrell and Gonsalves. Pretty gentle contact there, but enough for the whistle to blow and be a Sounders restart from about 30 yards from goal.
It's probably just a bit too far out to send an effort on frame. Brad Knight will set up now it looks like he'll make it a 3-man wall.
Yeah. Cooper and Parsimane were standing over the ball. Now it's just Kevin. He puts it on frame, poked away nicely by Brad Knighton at the right post, and it'll be a Seattle Sounders corner.
That's well done from that distance. Just to force a save from Brad Knighton. You see that knuckling type of effort. Bounces in an awkward spot for Brad Knighton. When it comes up off the turf like that, you just don't know exactly how high it's going to bounce. So well done from Brad Knighton just to push it around the post.
Sounders have had 6 or 7 corners here. Here's one near post, knocked away. Bunbury tries to clear, can't. Tracks back, wins the ball. Battling. Not out of danger yet, but now Agadello's off to the races, and he gets fouled 40 yards from goal, and there's going to be a yellow card there, I believe, to Mr. Jones.
Sometimes those are the yellow cards you're willing to take in certain situations, slow down a counterattack.
Yeah.
Usually know it's coming. Scotty Caldwell, the player on the ball, was the master of that for New England last season, picking up 6 yellow cards. He's not the type of player you expect to pick up 6 yellow cards, but in each scenario, it was essentially a situation like that where he knew he was going to pick up a yellow, but he took it to slow down a counterattack. One of the smarter players you will find on the field, Scott Caldwell.
Here come the Revs. Chris Tierney, long ball over the top, looking far post. The clearance kind of snuffed there by, might have been Christian Roldan. The ball hopped up and probably grazed his arm, but
the linesman actually did wave his flag for the call. Center ref deciding that he had seen it enough himself and it did not warrant a penalty kick. Jay Heaps disagrees.
Caldwell not liking the non-call there on what he perceived to be a heavy challenge. Seattle retaining possession now. Jay Heaps yelling at the fourth official and the linesman. And here comes Seattle. They're getting numbers forward. Long switch of field, looking over the top. Andy Rose was there, but the pass just outside his reach. Fagundes has Tierney on the right. Broken up there by Kenny Cooper, but it'll still be a New England throw. 44th minute. Seattle up 1-0. Chris Tierney with the throw, knotted away. Collected by Kenny Cooper. He's shielding. Kellen Rowe comes in. It'll be a Seattle throw. And there's going to be a yellow to, I believe, to Diego. Breaking up the throw-in.
Not immediately clear who that yellow card was directed towards.
Yeah.
Kind of held in the general direction of a group of players.
Preseason for everyone. Coaches and officials alike. Knotted away. Gonsalves to Parseman. He's going 1-on-4. He's got a player wide left. Might be Fisher. But the pass just outside his reach. And the New England goal kick comes quickly here in the waning seconds of the first half. Seattle up 1-0 on a Kenny Cooper tap in. Long ball over the top. Broken up. But it'll be a New England throw here quickly by Fagundes. It's got Agudelo. Plays it back. Caldwell all the way back to Farrell. Farrell surveying options. Goes back to Caldwell on the right side. Pass to Jeremy Hall, broken up. Seattle just trying to clear the zone here. Ultimately given away. Caldwell on it again. Farrell. 1 minute of stoppage, it looks like. Gonsalves. Kobashi. Caldwell. Wide right to Jeremy Hall. Sorry, that's Fagundes there. Hall. Caldwell. Long ball over the top. Agudelo trying to get his head on it and nod it forward, but just outside of his ability to get ahead to it. And it'll be Troy Perkins with a quick restart. Download the MLS app from the App Store or Google Play for free. Look for the MLS Soccer regular season edition update to the app just before the start of the season. Check out the latest preseason news, videos, and check scores once the season starts. Again, download the MLS app for free.
And on that last play there, kind of the story of the first half for the Revs. Cross into the box just out of the reach of Juan Agudelo.
All right, that's the end of the first half. Seattle up 1-0 in a half that was mostly dominated possession-wise by New England, but Seattle with the more dangerous of the chances. Kenny Cooper with the goal early on to give the Sounders a 1-0 lead. We're going to take a 14-minute break, and we'll be back with second half action right here on MLSsoccer.com.
flight, the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Come in and try a Culver's Butterburger. Butterburgers are made with 100% U.S. beef, seared on a hot grill to lock in the flavor, and served up on a lightly buttered toasted bun. Welcome to Delicious. You have choices when researching and selecting your healthcare services. Look for CARC accreditation when comparing providers. CARC accreditation is earned by providers that show commitment to service quality and a focus on the satisfaction of the people they serve. To find CARC accredited providers, visit us online at carf.org. And the 2015 Desert Diamond Cup is brought to you by Desert Diamond Casinos and Entertainment, Southern Arizona's entertainment destination. Come live to the Diamond Center as Angela Johnson performs on March 7th and award-winning multi-platinum country star Tracy Lawrence on March 28th. Visit us at ddcaz.com for more information.
They don't make some of these ladders for 5'4" dudes. All right, welcome back in. Keno North Complex. Seattle Sounders 1, New England Revolution 0 as we prepare for a second half. A slew of substitutions coming on for both sides. We'll get to those throughout the early moments of the first half. Trey Fitzgerald, Jeff Lemieux with you here from the FC Tucson Desert Diamond Cup match day 3. Sounders up 1-0 on a Kenny Cooper goal in the early stages of the first half. Cooper, one of the Sounders that remains on as Ziggy Schmid's side will go from right to left on your stream. Charlie Davies, one of the many new faces on the field for New England. Jeff will run us through his club's substitutions momentarily as Andy Rose plays it back to Correa.
Looks like
back to Rose and over the top. 9 changes for the Revs as throw in here in the 46th minute.
So reset the lineup for you when we get a chance here.
Davies battling Zach Scott, wearing the captain's armband for the Sounders. Christian Roldan fouled as he attempted the through ball.
Brad Knighton still in goal for the Revolution. He'll go 90 minutes today across the back line. Marco Fenelus at left back, a new spot for him. We've seen him mostly in central midfield. Kevin Alston playing on the right side of defense, and in central defense, London Woodbury and Darius Barnes. In central midfield, the trio of Tyler Rudy, Steve Newman, and now Diego Fagunez, the only Revolution field player, I believe, is staying in this match, playing in the pocket. Timmy Mulgrew on the left side, Shauna Coley, former Seattle Sounders player, on the right, and up top, as Trey mentioned, Charlie Davies.
Here's New England with the restart after slightly disputed foul at midfield. Darius Barnes carrying it forward down the right. Trying to play through to Alston, and does. Nice ball. Alston with the centering pass, and it's an own goal for the Sounders. That will result in the equalizer for New England. 1-1 here, Keno North Complex.
All about the build-up once again for New England on this sequence, and it's a sequence we saw very similar to some sequences the Revs were able to put together in the first half. They couldn't find the finish. In this instance, they find the finish. It just happens to be off of a Seattle defender, but that's all about Kevin Alston getting up that right flank, playing a good ball into the box, forcing a defender to have to make a decision. Unfortunately, it's a decision that ends up putting the ball in the back of his own net.
That's a rough way for the center back Lowe to make his first touch of the match. He was a halftime sub and trying to cut off that Alston cross and just deflecting it directly into his net as Troy Perkins was going the other way, trying to step on the cross.
It's an area of Kevin Alston's game that he has worked tirelessly to improve. He's always been a fantastic one-on-one defender. It's been that attacking the crossing that he's tried to work on, and the ball there, forcing Seattle into an own goal.
Revs have seen the majority of the possession in the match, but Seattle with the majority of the dangerous chances. New England equalizing on a low own goal for Seattle. Here's Barnes again over the top. Nearly finding Okoli there, but the ball bounding just out of touch.
Sean Okoli, a player who, Seattle Sounders, homegrown player, played in Seattle last season, made 3 appearances, ended up traded to New England on draft day this year. And he said that this was
great through ball. Charlie Davies trying to run onto it.
Sean Okoli did say to him, "Oh, this is a preseason game. It's not quite like playing Seattle in the regular season, but there was just a little something extra for him playing his hometown club, the team that he played for last season."
You can tell with the 9 subs for the Revs, they're trying some different passing lanes, some different seams here in the Seattle defense. Seattle players telling each other to play a little more quickly, trying to inspire some urgency.
And Jay Heaps said ahead of this game that this group for New England, a lot of these players who are in camp trying to earn roster spots.
There's Lowe, great ball over the top to Fisher. And he's looking for his options inside, and that pass not there.
Yeah, this will be one of that's quite all right. This will be probably one of the final opportunities, if not the final opportunity, for some of these players to get on the field and impress kind of on center stage. That final preseason game on Saturday night, typically a game when MLS teams see a bit more of a dress rehearsal. They're trying to get guys up to that full 90-minute fitness before playing in a real game just a week later.
Into that rhythm. Here's Seattle moving forward. Good opportunity, but the shot just wide right as Brad Knighton had that near post covered.
Yeah, not much you can do in that scenario except try to blast it on target. Knighton appeared to have the near post covered.
New England, Seattle 1-1 here. Desert Diamond Cup match day 3. Seattle looking a little crisper thus far, first couple minutes. Long ball over the top. Can Barrett get there? He can't. Just a step away on the nice little clipped ball here from Correa. It'll be another New England goal kick. Knighton taking his time.
Initially looked like he wanted to take this goal kick as quickly as he could. Seattle kind of snuffed that out.
Kevin Parseman running onto it. Roll down. Going 1-on-3, knocked away. New England, a little confusion here. Eventually settling back to Knighton. Clips it. 50-50 ball in midfield. Correa and Okoli battling, and it'll be a New England throw according to the officials. Sorry, a quick restart. Fagundes, Alston, a 2-man game. Steve Newman in the mix there as well for New England on the right side here. This looks a little more like the lineup that started a week ago tonight against Real Salt Lake on this very field for Jay Heaps' club.
Another chance for a lot of these players, not only to impress Jay Heaps, try to earn roster spots for a lot of these players to try to earn minutes going into the start of the season.
Just a bad giveaway there from Perkins right to the Revs, and nearly 2-1, but good save there by the Seattle keeper.
A good ball there from Sean Okoli over the top to find Steve Newman, and well done from the second-year player to settle that first touch and get a quick shot off.
Fagundes and Lowe battling. It'll be out for a Revs corner. Quick restart. There's the cross in. Deflected out by Fisher. It'll be another Revolution corner.
Steve Newman to take with the in-swinging corner kick.
It's going far post. 44 there for the Revs. Knocked away. Looks like Barrett might have been the guy on the line to clear it.
London Woodbury climbing well at the back post, just didn't get enough on it to direct it down on a target.
Woodbury looked really good against Salt Lake a week ago. And Seattle ultimately getting the ball out of danger. Here's Cooper coming down the right. Long ball over the top. He'll get there. Lining up his options. One time, low driven cross to the spot and knocked away by the Revolution. Seattle picks up the loose ball, but ultimately turning it over to the Revs. Akoli limping, going down, but behind the play, Perkins snuffing out a Charlie Davies chance. Very nicely by the veteran keeper.
Fantastic ball from Diego Fagundes to see that run from Davies. Almost perfectly curled it in for him, but Perkins, as you mentioned, alert to come off his line, and then calm to settle the ball, keep possession.
Okoli looks to be back up. It's the Sounders trying to put something together. Cooper coming back deep, giveaway. It'll be 2-on-2 for Fagundes and Davies. Fagundes pulls the trigger from 18, and it's out just wide left. Perkins, not sure he had that covered, but did just enough to watch Fagundes' ball go just wide of the post.
It's where Diego Fagundes loves to operate, getting that ball at his feet, going at speed, at defenders who have to backtrack. He's almost impossible to defend in those situations. And Sounders fans will remember the performance that he had against them last season in that 5-0 win for the Revs at Gillette Stadium. A couple of goals for Diego Fagundes in that game.
Tucson Electric Power is keeping you informed at home and on the go. With your smartphone, tablet, or computer, visit
55th minute. New England 1. Seattle Sounders 1. Sounders took an early lead just a couple minutes in the game on a Kenny Cooper tap in, and then New England equalizing just a minute or so into the second half on a low own goal. Great cross by Kevin Alston, causing all kinds of trouble in the Sounders back line. Fagundes playing quickly, looking for Davies, knocked away. Andy Rose there to break it up. Barrett undercut, no whistle. New England keeping possession here. And Rose pushes Newman, and that's going to get a whistle and sneers of derision from the Sounders players.
It might have looked similar to some people.
Chad Barrett saying, "Look, Mr. Referee, I know it's preseason for you too, but how do you swallow the whistle there?" At least that's what I think he's saying.
I concur.
Woodbury looking for Davies down the left side, broken up by Jones, back to Perkins. Long ball, looking for Cooper, and it'll be a Seattle throw.
It actually whistled the foul there. I think he did.
Correa trying to play a two-man game there with Kovar. Here comes Barrett down the right side, broken up nicely by Woodbury. Seattle switching the point of attack. Correa. Wide left. Carried in. And the cross sails over the far post.
Once again, 2015 Revolution 6 and 4-game mini plans are on sale now. The first 500 fans to order will receive a free Adidas fan scarf. Prices start at just $94. Visit revolutionsoccer.net for more info.
58th minute. Seattle, New England 1-1 here. The Keno Complex, home of FC Tucson. Great spring training home for several MLS clubs throughout the years. Here comes Seattle. Nice ball in the center circle. No call on the foul as advantage is played. Kenny Cooper down the right side, plays it back. It's Fisher with the cross. Who's there? Knotted away by Darius Barnes. In New England trying to go the other way. That'll be a yellow card for Christian Roldan. He is livid. And he does not understand how that ends up being the whistle after a series of, in his mind, similar fouls were gone. Unrecognized by the official.
Yeah, if we had the field mics down there, you'd hear a little bit more in depth as to how Mr. Roldan felt about that call.
So here's the Revolution on the restart. Barnes, Woodbury. Oh, wow. That'll be a red card for the New England player.
It's Tyler Rudy sent off, a straight red. That is incredibly harsh for Tyler Rudy, a rookie out of Georgetown, trying to earn a spot on this roster, and it looked like just a loose touch. Was in possession, and then just a quick decision to try to go into the tackle. Nothing malicious there. It's a little bit late, but that is a difficult call to make in preseason.
Just on the edge of the center circle. I think the ball's in the air. Both players are looking up, and Rudy did come through, but I believe that's Roldan. Yep, that's Christian Roldan for the Sounders. He's up. Talking to the trainer, appears to be fine.
Well, I guess if you're trying to look on the bright side from a Revolution perspective, this does give you a different scenario to work on now in preseason, and the Revs will play with 10 men. So at least they can work on a scenario that they will see at certain times in the regular season. You don't want to see one of your players who's trying to fight for a roster spot sent off, but now they will be put in that situation of playing with 10 men in a 1-1 game for the final 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, Seattle will enjoy that man advantage here as we approach the 60th minute. Andy Rose restarting for Seattle. Down the right side, Cooper. Seattle throws the ball. Might have gone off Fisher. Jay Heaps, livid, as Seattle tries to regain possession and composure.
I don't want to play a man up, and I don't want to play a man down. I'd rather you tell the kid he's got to sit out for a
Seattle into the box, dangerous opportunity here, but the cross high. Can they keep it in? And they can. It'll be out for a New England throw. Very promising attack there for the Sounders. I wish we had field mics on Jay Heaps right now. This is entertaining stuff, and his point is basically like he doesn't want to play uneven numbers in the preseason.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as I'm trying to look at the bright side and say, hey, well, I guess you have that scenario in which you play with 10 men. What Jay Heaps is saying is that he doesn't want to do that. He wants to play 11v11 at this point. It's a preseason match. You're supposed to be getting work, and now that's kind of taken away from him.
Just under 30 minutes left to play, 1-1. Seattle with a man advantage here at the Desert Diamond Cup after a red card just a couple minutes ago to Mr. Rudy from the New England Revolution. Adjudged to have gone in maliciously in the center circle, fouling Christian Roldan for the Sounders.
It seems like the shape not really changing much for the Revs. Rudy was sitting deep in midfield with Steve Newman. Newman will just have a bit more to do. I'm sure he'll get some more defensive help from Diego Fagundez. Timmy Mulgrew and Sean Okoli will be pinching inside a bit more.
Lowe whistled for the foul there just outside the center circle, rising up over Fagundez to head the Knighton punt away, and Fagundes writhing in pain down on the ground. Seattle faithful in the stands, on the field, and on the bench, not agreeing with the foul call.
Diego appeared to be holding his lower back, but he's up, and that'll be a relief for Jay Heaps and the Revs. Fagundes has most certainly been one of the Revs' most dangerous players since joining Revs camp just about a week ago after spending some significant time with the Uruguay U20s. Diego now directing the Revs attack, dribbling the ball while still holding his lower back.
Damian Lowe for the Sounders has recovered very nicely after the own goal on his first touch, just seconds into the second half. As a Seattle attack, Parseman whistled off by a hair, but nice communication there by the Revolution back line, Woodbury, Barnes, Alston et al. To step up.
Which is always one of the more difficult scenarios in these types of preseason contests when you have a back line of players who just came in to start a second half. It's a back line which hasn't played a ton together. Players who are trying to earn roster spots, players who've been on the team for a few years, all trying to get that communication down to actually jump up at the right time and catch a player offside. Well done in that scenario.
And the Sounders, predictably, since the red card, have seen nearly all of the ball. Rose to Correa. Correa carrying it forward. He's got a channel in the middle for Barrett. The ball gets through, but parried away by the Revolution defense. Rose controls the loose ball. Roldan over the top. Right wing is Kenny Cooper. Can't quite get there. Nice idea. MLS Live back for 2015. Watch hundreds, nearly 350 actually, out-of-market matches on your computer, phone, tablet, Roku, Apple TV, or Chromecast player. Buy now for just $74.99. Visit MLSsoccer.com for more information and blackout rules. Those blackout rules actually indicated by market, so that's a convenient. Here comes Seattle again here. 65th minute. 1-1 game. Seattle at full strength. Revolution playing with 10 after a Rudy red card in the 57th minute. Sounders down the left wing. The cross is there, far post, knotted down, and goes just wide right as Knighton knew nothing about it.
It's a fantastic ball whipped in from the left side, right onto the head of Chad Barrett. Chad Barrett did well just to get that little half yard of space to get his head on that ball. Almost got enough on it, but just sent it flashing inches wide of that far post.
Pace of this game has slowed down in the second half here, Jeff. Very
As
choppy.
expected, New England will, by necessity, be forced to sit just a little bit deeper now. As I mentioned, a little bit unfortunate for some of these players for the Reds right now trying to earn their way onto this roster. But it's the hand they've been dealt.
Seattle throw. Parseman making the run. Barrett moves into the box. Parseman plays back to Correa. Carries it forward, likes it on that left foot. Gets all the way into the box around Alston. His cross knocked out by Alston. It'll be a Seattle corner. Nice play from the Central American newcomer. Corner kick, Sounders. Goes far post. And Lowe was there, but headed over the bar. Couldn't quite get the ball down on frame.
I'm getting some mentions on Twitter to let me know that they can actually hear some of the commentary from some of the people down on the sideline. So perhaps you're catching just a little bit of what we're hearing here at midfield.
New England trying to string something together. Knocked out by Zach Scott, and Seattle off to the races again. They really seem to be using that right side. But the ball trickles across the line. It'll be a New England throw.
A big test for Fenalusa, player who we mentioned in college was primarily a striker, played a bit in central midfield. The Revs have been playing him in a deep-lying central midfield role this preseason, and now getting a bit of time at left back.
Pressure from Seattle creates turnover. Quick attack, not cleared away. Rose. Here comes the cross in, looking for Parchman. And knocked down. Another giveaway. Andy Rose trying to chip Knighton, but it just sails wide right on him.
Yeah, just a little bit of a delay there from Brad Knight. You could hear Charlie Davies yelling to Knighton to let him know to play that ball into Diego, but there was just enough time for Rose to sneak in there, pip the ball off Fagundes, and in that scenario thought that he had Knighton off his line. He may have the effort just a bit off target.
It's Knighton with the restart. 1-1 here, Desert Diamond Cup. Seattle and New England. Seattle riding a Kenny Cooper goal to an extremely early lead, just a couple minutes into the game. New England equalizing on an own goal by Seattle defender Damian Lowe. Early second half. And then 57th minute red card to the midfielder Rudy for New England has Seattle at advantage. And they've been coming in wave after wave, Jeff, but not seeing that quality final pass or shot to take advantage of the situation.
Yeah, and understandably, the Revs having to drop a bit deeper just to deal with the scenario. Haven't been able to get too many numbers forward into the attack, but I'm sure in certain circumstances, when they see that opportunity to spring, they'll try to do so.
Be a throw in here for Kevin Alston as we approach the 70th minute. Seattle has the ball. Newman frustrated with the call as he thought he won the ball there from the rookie, Christian Roldan. Jay Heap's going to get a little talking to here from the official. He's probably had enough.
I'll take this opportunity to let Reds fans know 2015 Revolution season tickets are on sale now. Visit revolutionsoccer.net for full details.
Join the Diamond Rewards Club today to enjoy free play and special promotions. Experience the possibilities.
Referee enjoyed a nice chat there with Jay Heaps. He tells Seattle it's time to play ball here. Here comes the free kick. Going far post. Andy Rose is there, but ball sailing away. The Seattle players whistled for a push, and Brad Knighton will restart for New England. And there's Knighton's restart. Low challenging, the ball falling to Charlie Davies. He's trying to get around the left edge. Plays it back to Newman. New England knocking it around, changing the point of attack. Woodbury under pressure, dispossessed. Parchman thought he had won the ball fairly, but instead whistled for a foul. 10-man New England restarts through Darius Barnes. On the left side, Fagundes dropping deep.
How the Revs work in possession, playing with 10 men. Fortunately, the possession there fizzles out, and Seattle's on the break.
Here comes Parchman. He pulls the trigger from the corner, and the ball bounces wide left on a shot that would not have troubled Brad Knighton had it
Always
been on
going to be
frame.
difficult from that angle.
And Knighton milking the clock here a little bit. You might expect a 10-man keeper to do.
Jay Heaps urging Diego Fagundes to stay a bit more central, compact things a bit for New England, playing A man down.
71st minute. 1-1. 50-50 ball. Correa ultimately grabbing that one, sending it forward, knotted away by Barnes, and it will be a Seattle throw. As they've got 20 minutes here to take advantage of their 11v10 situation. Andy Rose, top of the box, knocked away. Damian Lowe coming forward, challenge, and he'll push Charlie Davies to the ground. He's going to get a yellow card. The referee probably feeling like some of these fouls are adding up in a persistent infringement type basis, because none of them individually have been particularly physical or malicious.
No, there hasn't been anything that's been anything too malicious, as you mentioned. Obviously, the Rudy tackle looks bad and certainly worthy of a yellow card. I think from the Revs' perspective, their argument in that scenario will be in a preseason game when it was simply just kind of a little careless more than anything else. It was a scenario where you could have given a yellow card and let both teams continue playing with 11 men, considering it is a preseason scenario, but not the hand the Revs were dealt, playing with 10 men.
Here come the Revs through Alston down the right side. Davies at the top of the box, nods it over to Fagundes. He keeps it on his right foot and had an empty net, just nodded it just wide left. He had plenty of opportunities there to poke it home.
That's the type of chance with 10 men you don't actually expect to get too often. You're probably going to get one, maybe two of those chances in an extended period. It's so well done there from Charlie Davies, first of all, to get his body in between the man and the ball. Play that
Davies
pass
and
off to
Lowe
Fagundes.
getting mixed up. Davies down now. 72nd minute. Lowe standing nearby, presumably looking to apologize for kind of an awkward clash. I was a little shocked there back on that goal scoring chance that Fagundes didn't just let the ball get to his left foot and knock it home, but it was a nice cutback. Certainly dropped Perkins out of position and then unable to finish the opportunity.
Yeah, tough to tell completely from this angle what type of chance Fagundes would have had on that initial shot, but did well enough to get himself into a shooting position in the end. Just dragged that final shot wide.
Seattle trying to get out of danger. They ultimately do due to a foul call on Newman for New England. Zach Scott with a quick restart through to Roldan. Barrett, Rose from the center circle. He's got Cooper over the top. Doesn't play him. He's got Fisher on the right. Back to Rose, deep in the corner. Cross comes in, knocked away by London Woodbury for a Seattle throw. Rose. A little physical play there in the corner, but knocked away. Just another Seattle throw. There's Barrett. Deep lying position. '75th minute. Another Seattle throw. Deep in the box, looking for Cooper. He's moved away by Newman. Ball bounds over the line. It'll be a New England goal kick. Fantasy Soccer Manager is here. Create your team and join leagues to show you are the best fantasy manager in MLS. We're offering $10,000 in prizes. Visit MLSsoccer.com for details. I know, Jeff, you already put together your fantasy team.
Actually haven't just yet. That's something that I've got to get on, although after my performance in fantasy last year, it might be best to just lock up shop.
15 minutes left. New England, Seattle tied 1-1. Seattle about 15 minutes into, actually 18 minutes into holding a man advantage here as they search for a game winner against a 10-man New England after the Rudy red card. Nice ball over the top. Correa deep in the left corner. Nice cross. Cut back to the top of the box, but no one is there. And Jeff, I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of this left back Correa for Seattle. Very aggressive player, but also quality on the ball.
Yeah, you always love to see outside backs be able to get up and down that flank, have that energy, and then that quality to play that final ball. It adds just a different dimension to every attack.
Good work, Kev. Well done, Kev. Well done, Darius. Keep it going, buddy. Come on, Blue.
The 75th minute. We'll have a Seattle substitution here momentarily. Rose, Parson. Nice ball. Over the top, but just missing the connection there at the Sounders.
No need for Volky to go up, Timmy.
Knighton taking his time. Barnes trying to play out of the back. High pressure, nearly dispossessed. Might have been fouled there.
And again, a scenario there. Barnes doing well just to win the free kick. He's in a bit of a hairy situation there. Under pressure on the ball, with players swarming. Nowhere to really go with the ball in his own defensive third, and winning a foul. The best and smartest thing Darius Barnes could have done in that scenario.
Sub apparently not happening just quite yet.
Run the ball either. Stay in shot there.
Here comes Kevin Parsman. He's put in just over 75 minutes of quality effort. As number 15 enters for Seattle, Dylan Remick. Low and battling there for Sounders. Cleared out of danger, but it will be a Revs throw. Newman. Trying to switch the point of attack. Barnes, Nelson here on the right. He's trying to get it into Davies, but decides to just play it back to Knighton. Who'll boot it over the top. He's got Davies up there. Davies unable to win it, but nice effort there from Sean Okoli. Ultimately, Seattle on the counter. Here comes Andy Rose. He's got Remick on the overlap, plays him. Remick with the cross, knocked off of Barnes and out for a Seattle corner here in the 78th minute. Here comes the Seattle corner. Far post, looking for Rose. He gets a head on it. Knocked down in the mix, but can't get, Seattle just can't quite get a toe on it to poke it home. It's cleared by New England, but Seattle back with another chance. Instead rolls out for a New England goal kick.
Yeah, Brad Knight
disaster averted there.
Doing just enough in that scenario to get behind the ball, push it to safety. And in the end, Steve Newman ushering that ball over the line. The Revs can take a little bit of a breather here with just about 10 minutes left. Clinging to a 1-1 scoreline, playing down a man.
Great effort there by Andy Rose to get onto that corner and knock it into center of the box where multiple Sounders had a chance to do damage. Great ball by Roldan. As the Sounders come down, Cooper from 18 pulls the trigger. Knighton, great save. Ushered out of danger by Alston.
It's a fantastic save, Brad Knighton, but that entire sequence started a fantastic play from Roldan to play that pass. You play that pass on both feet with nobody around you, it's a great pass. When you do it falling down under pressure, it's even better.
Another through ball to Barrett. Can he beat Knighton there? No, Knighton, nice slide tackle to get the ball away. Fagundes trying to See the Revs down the break, but
Incredibly alert play there from Brad Knighton. If he's not quick off his line, Chad Barrett is in alone. And Seattle is probably leading 2-1.
here's Correa looking for options. He's got Roldan. Roldan chooses to pull the trigger from about 28 yards, and it goes just wide right. Knighton slipping as he was trying to cover that right post of his. Shot did sail wide. It'll be a Revolution goal kick.
Brad scrambling just a bit there. I think happy to see that ball wide and just be able to lay on the ground for a second and take a breather. The Revs have been under a bit of pressure. Knighton has had to make some big saves the past 2-3 minutes here, so trying to kind of weather the storm.
81st minute, Seattle 1, New England 1. Seattle trying to take advantage of 11v10 situation after the Rudy red card in the 57th minute for New England. They've been knocking at the door, like you mentioned, Jeff, last few minutes, but Revolution goalkeeper Brad Knighton's been up to task. Correa down the left. He's got time and space. He's hustling. Drops it over, makes his run forward, gets the ball back. Little two-man game. And the ball dribbled just out of touch for a New England goal kick by the Sounders midfielder. I believe that's Dylan Remick.
Just ran out of real estate there. Again, the Revs will take every opportunity at this point to get a little bit of a breather.
Actually, that's Koval. He and Remick switched sides. My apologies.
You don't have to apologize to me, Trey. Just all of the viewers out there.
Yes.
All of them.
I think the Sounders were planning on wearing their shale kits that might have had numbers on the back, and then with the Revs going all blue, ultimately no numbers on the gray practice jerseys for Seattle. Another good half chance here for Seattle, snuffed away. And Knighton will milk some more seconds off the clock as the 10-man Revs try to weather the storm and earn a point here on match day 3 of the Desert Diamond Cup. With Charlie Davies, Diego Fagundes, and a few others on the field, though, they can easily snare the full 3 here in the next 7-8 minutes if the Sounders aren't careful. Kevin Alston preparing for the Revolution throw-in.
As much as Seattle has been in control since Tyler Rudy was sent off, and Seattle has had quite a few dangerous chances of their own, perhaps the best chance for either side since Rudy's sending off was the Diego Fagundes chance, which he dragged just wide.
Here comes Fagundes. He's got Davies, plays it through to him. Not quite sure how that ball got through, but it was just off the left foot of Davies as he had cut inside before the pass came through, and it'll be a Perkins goal kick for Seattle. 84th minute. Correa, Koval, Cooper. Back to Koval down the left. Cooper gets knocked, goes down. He's back up. Andy Rose unable to receive the pass as Seattle resets. Siggy Schmidt preaching patience. Rose in the middle. Switching the point of attack a little bit here. Back to Zach Scott, the captain. Scott wide right to low. He carries it forward. He's got Fisher down the wing. Keeps it, cuts it back inside. His foray ultimately unsuccessful. Collected back left by Correa. He goes over the top, and the flag goes up as Roldan tried to get past the Revolution D. Download the MLS app from the App Store or Google Play for free. Look for the league's regular season edition update to the app just before the start next March 6th. Check out the latest preseason news and videos, and then check scores once the season starts. Download the MLS app for your smartphone for free from the App Store or Google Play. It's 1-1 here, Desert Diamond Cup, match day 3, Keno North Complex. 11-man Seattle Trying to take advantage of a 57th minute Revolution red card. Kenny Cooper gave Seattle the early lead. And here come the Sounders. Loose ball in the back. Cooper on the doorstep, off the crossbar, back to Andy Rose. He'll hit it down. Great save by Brad Knighton. And we remain knotted 1-1. Seattle continuing to pressure the Revolution defense.
Jay Eaves not happy that that scenario, that situation was allowed to continue. Thought the initial ball was offside. The flag stayed down. And then the Revs living a bit dangerously. They shot off the crossbar, and then Brad Knight with a fantastic save on the follow-up.
In the corner, Seattle looking again, but cleared away by the Revolution defense. Bang bang action here late as Seattle pressing for the game winner. 86th minute, Kenny Cooper trying to add to his early goal with the late game winner. Hitting the crossbar here in the 85th minute. Fagundes and Roldan, Koval chirping. Kevin Olson with the throw. Ball squirts out. Charlie Davies collects. Trying to play the overlapping runner in. Knocked away by Fisher, and it'll be a Seattle throw.
You can see the hustle there in that sequence by Timmy Mulgrew and George Mason, a player who, if nothing else, has an engine on him that does not quit.
There's Davies trying to go 1-on-4 with the Seattle defense. Nearly did it. Knocked away. Here comes Dylan Remick challenging Brad Knighton. Again, quick off his line, grabs the ball, stays inside the box, and ushers danger away from the Revolution goal. Kenny Cooper elbowed in the back in the box. The Seattle bench looking for the PK. No whistle.
Brad Knighton taking as much time as he can on the ball before being forced to pick it up by Kenny Cooper. Understanding the scenario. Just a few minutes left here in a 1-1 draw, and the Reds playing down a man.
Knighton with the long ball looking for Davies. He's battling with Lowe. Shauna Coley challenging as well, and Seattle will come in the 81st wave of the second half for them here. Down the left, through ball, looking for Cooper. It's not there. Knocked away. Correa keeps it. He's trying to switch, and bad ball given away. Here comes Davies down the left side for New England. Trying to get around Lowe. Can't, cuts it back. Here's Fagundes. Little chip over the top to Okoli. Okoli tangled up in the box, and the PK is whistled. And Siggy Schmid absolutely livid. Sean Okoli taken down in the box. And the Revolution will have a late penalty kick here, 88th minute.
It's the type of scenario you play for in this situation if you are the Revolution. They've held on a bit the past 10-15 minutes or so as Seattle has sent wave after wave of attack forward. You're able to withstand the pressure, and then you get one chance to get forward, get the ball in the box, win yourself a penalty. Looks like it'll be Charlie Davies to take.
Davies v. Perkins. Siggy Schmid v. the fourth official. Davies goes to his right. Perkins dives the opposite way, and New England up 2-1 late here on match day 3 of the Desert Diamond Cup.
Very calmly taken penalty kick from Charlie Davies. Just kind of waited until Troy Perkins made up his mind on which direction he was going. Davies slots it in the opposite corner. No mistake.
That could ultimately go down as a short-handed game winner here for Charlie Davies. Great to see him back, getting his career on track, getting his health under control and had a great 2014 second half of the season for the Revs and expecting big things in 2015.
Second preseason goal for Davies, and it will be a late winner.
That's a final here from the Keno Complex. New England Revolution 2, Seattle Sounders 1. Thanks for watching. Jay Heaps, Sadie Schmidt commiserating about the troubled officiating in their opinion. Thanks for watching. Real Salt Lake against Sporting Kansas City next from Keno.